Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's your
No
host.
music today, huh?
Well, I didn't want to start off with music today. I got some topics I want to get into. Maybe we'll do that with the transitions.
Gotcha.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's your host, DJ Hamilton here, DJ Sports Show, here on WRCR 1700 AM radio here in Garnerville, New York. It's great to be back here. It's been busy the last couple of weeks. How you doing today, Will?
I'm doing all right. And yourself? It's been a while.
Yeah, I've been busy. Ladies and gentlemen, I recently had the honor on my show to interview the legendary Hall of Fame sports journalist. He's a Fox Sports co-host of The Odd Couple. Rob Parker is on my YouTube channel. Make sure you guys go check it out on DJ Sports Show and subscribe and share and spread the word. We had a great interview. I traveled to Manhattan. This was on April 12th, actually, so about 2 weeks ago. Got to go interview him. And we talked about his journey throughout the sports media landscape, his career, the impact he's been making on the sports world and in people's lives in general. And in that great 30-minute interview, I really learned a lot from him. And I just really appreciate him taking time out of his busy schedule coming on the show, because to have someone like him say it was an honor and a privilege to be on my show, like, really makes me feel good. Makes me feel like, man, I'm really glad I continue to push and try to make the most of this brand that I've created back in 2020. So make sure you guys go check that out. That was in New York City. I traveled to Manhattan. That was a great day. And after that interview, well, I was tired.
I don't blame you. That's a big one.
Yeah,
It's got to take a lot of energy.
Yeah, I was really tired. I planned the interview because I remember having him on my show in February where he talked about the Super Bowl. And I was really hyped for that, too. That was a big deal, too, him coming on a radio show. And then we talked about it like 2 weeks after, late February. Hey, Rob, would you be interested in coming on my show for an interview? He told me he was going to be in New York in mid-April. And I was like, oh, okay. We'll see what happens, because I didn't want to get my hopes up too high. So we waited. I waited till like mid-March just to see, okay. I'll ask him again, will you be able to do the interview? And then he said, oh, yes. He wanted to come on my show. And then we just made it happen. I started forming up questions, and then it got closer to April. Asked him again just to make sure, formulate a date and a time, and asked my guy Todd, shout out to him, the visual guy behind the camera, and we made it work. So make sure you guys go check that out. I'm very proud of that interview. Fox Sports Radio YouTube channel even shouted it out, so make sure you guys go check it out. But on today's show, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about Reggie Bush getting his Heisman reinstated. That's a big deal. I want to talk some Knicks and Sixers, Game 3. And then if we have time, I'm also going to talk about how Rob Parker, how he wants to be remembered. And if we have time as well, talk about the Rangers a little bit as they won Game 3 against the Washington Capitals. So, ladies and gentlemen, the first things first, Reggie Bush, Heisman reinstated. So it was announced on Wednesday, former UFC Trojan running back Reggie Bush was reinstated his 2005 Heisman Trophy, and he was exonerated of punishment from the NCAA. It comes after nearly 14 years when Bush forfeited his trophy back in September 2010. Bush is considered by many as the greatest collegiate running back of all time. Here are some of his stats from the 2005 Heisman season. He had 2,890 all-purpose yards, third most in FBS history at the time, and was a Pac-12 record. 513 all-purpose yards in a win versus Fresno State, third most in a game in FBS history. 279 all-purpose yards in BCS National Championship Rose Bowl loss to Texas, which is still a national title game record. He's a two-time AP national champion, which he won back-to-back in 2003 and 2004, two-time consensus All-American, and a two-time Pac-10 Offensive Player of the Year. Reggie Bush, he had also won a Super Bowl as well with the New Orleans Saints back in 2010 and Super Bowl 44 with Drew Brees when they defeated the Indianapolis Colts and Peyton Manning in that team. And he also was a former All-Pro in NFL. But when the NCAA took his Heisman Trophy away due to him accepting gifts, which they thought, that brought him to USC, it had a big impact on the school and left a black mark on the university, especially the football program in general. The school lost 30 scholarships over 3 years due to that. They banned the USC Trojans from the 2010 and 2011 bowl games. Todd McNair, who was a running back coach at the time, was banned from off-season recruiting for a year after NCAA determined him knowledgeable of Bush's dealings with agents Lloyd Lake and Michael Michaels. And the school removed all jerseys and murals of Bush. Here's what Reggie Bush had to say on getting his Heisman Trophy reinstated.
I never believed that in any of the lies that were being told about me, spread about me, things that were being said about me. I never believed it for a single day. Always knew and trusted in the hard work that I put in on that football field. You can't get to this or a national championship by cheating, I promise you. You can't. It takes a team of strong-minded people alike fighting for the same goal, working together. I was so excited yesterday when I walked into the room and I saw a bunch of the former Heisman Trophy winners standing there, because it showed me that the fraternity was real. I want to thank my beautiful wife for just being my stress reliever whenever I needed to just talk about, the things that were bothering me, the things that were keeping me driven to want to make sure I get this trophy back so I can show my kids so that they could see it for the first time. Today was the first time they saw the Heisman Trophy. And the first thing they said was, dang, it's big. And heavy.
Yeah, that's Reggie Bush on him getting his Heisman Trophy reinstated. And that's just a beautiful conference they had earlier this week. And it's beautiful to hear that, how his family, now they can really see the Heisman Trophy in person and celebrate together as a family. And his kids, because his kids weren't even born yet when he won the Heisman Trophy. And to have his wife stand by him through the adversity, through all these years and the punishment, that speaks volumes. And the NIL deal, now NIL nowadays with college athletes getting paid, like Caitlin Clark, for example, Iowa Hawkeyes, women's basketball supernova star, number one in WNBA draft to Indiana Fever. She got NIL deals from Nike to State Farm, and so she's in State Farm commercials. You've seen her with Jimmy Butler and Reggie Miller. I've seen that commercial numerous times. I love that commercial. It's so humorous and it's funny. You see Angel Reese, LSU Tigers, who can play for Chicago Sky for the WNBA. She got big time deals as well with Reebok, different makeup companies, and so forth. Like, now you're seeing all these athletes getting paid, compensated for all their hard work, what the money they're generating for the NCAA. They deserve to get compensated, because if they want to go out or whatever, have fun with their friends, they should deserve to have some money in their pocket for all the hard labor and the money they're generating, the billions of money they're generating for the NCAA. Because the NCAA is $1 billion industry. And I remember when the NIL got accepted in 2021 by the U.S. Supreme Court, I remember talking about my podcast how big of a deal it was, and I was very happy. I'm pro NIL deals, and I'm pro for athletes getting paid, especially the highest level, D1, D2. Like, these athletes work hard. They sacrifice their time. They go hard in the classroom, and then they're out there on the court, the field, ice rink, whatever, and they're putting the hours in to reach their goals and to perform for the universities. So we, as a country, they deserve it. Times are changing, and I think it's only right the Heisman Trophy Committee finally gave Reggie Bush his Heisman Trophy back. This was long overdue. Like, I know, Will, you don't play sports, but like, say you were a star athlete at a university, and you're one of the best in the country. You're breaking records. You're winning championships. Wouldn't you want to get compensated some type of money?
That would be very nice. This is actually an issue that Jeff and I have discussed on our morning show here on WRCR, and I as well have been having a similar attitude to yourself. Yeah. I feel as though the companies are making all this money off the athletes and this promotional material and the games that they sell tickets and concessions to. It only makes sense for the these athletes to benefit from their labor as well.
Yep, and I totally agree. Like, some people are anti. They feel like the NIL and the way the transfer portal has changed has kind of watered down college sports. But even when you transfer the transfer portal, like, I believe if you want to transfer, you shouldn't have to sit out a year or 2 years to be able to play again. I'm glad they changed that within the last couple of years, where you could automatically play and be eligible right out the gate once you transfer to a different university, so you don't have to sit out a year and waste time, because a lot can happen in that year. So, but then again, it does make it harder for high school recruits to have an opportunity to play at a university, have available scholarships. So yes, there's pros and cons to everything, but in terms of the NIL, I'm happy to see Reggie Bush get his trophy back, and I want to continue to see these athletes get paid. And some people are like, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese to stay another year in college because they'll get paid more in NIL than they would in WNBA.
Hey man, why not?
Yeah. So, but their NIL deal is going to carry over to the WNBA as well, and they're going to bring. I know Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, just to speak of them, because they're recent college athletes that have been getting paid big time dollars for the last couple of years. This is a good thing for the NCAA, and I'm glad to see the NCAA finally do the right thing, give Reggie Bush his trophy back. And Johnny Manziel, I know he talked about this on the Club Shay Shay a couple weeks ago or a few months ago, how he wasn't going to be at the Heisman celebration anymore unless they give Reggie Bush his trophy back, and look what happened. So I guess his words had some, power to it. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. I want to know your guys' thoughts on Reggie Bush, and we're going to talk about the Knicks next on here on DJ Sports. So you could call 845-429-1700, Again, 845-429-1700. This is DJ Sports here on WRCR 1700 AM radio, and we'll be right back. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's your host DJ Hamilton here with the DJ Sports here on WRCR 1700 AM radio. We are back here today. We're going to talk some Knicks now in Sixers Game 3. So, heading into Game 3, it was a do-or-die game for the Sixers. You're facing an 0-2 deficit against the upstart New York Knicks, and you lose a heartbreaker in Game 2 in the final 47 seconds, and you guys were up by 5 points. It seemed like all you have to do is take care of the ball, get a stop, and that's it, right? Well, it didn't go that way. Jalen Brunson, he had a clutch three that bounced in and off the DiVincenzo driving kick that led to the Sixers inbound the ball to Tyrese Maxey, who fell down on the play, and then it was later reviewed the next day. The NBA reported it should have been a foul that was called on the New York Knicks. DiVincenzo then attempts a three off the Hart pass, missed it. Isaiah Hartenstein got the rebound for the second chance opportunity, passed it out to OG Anunoby, through a crowd of defenders around him who found DiVincenzo again, who drilled the three to give the Knicks the lead 102-101 as the crowd erupted. Here are the sounds from one of the greatest finishes in NBA playoff history.
Brunson, great defense here by the Sixers. Brunson gets a prayer of a bounce. 2-point game. Maxey hits the deck. Hart takes it from him. Shot clock is off. DiVincenzo, no. Hartenstein with an offensive rebound. Another chance here. DiVincenzo, he's got it. The Knicks have the lead again. Their defense turning into offense. What a flurry for the Knickerbockers.
Yes, those are some of the sounds from one of the greatest moments in playoff history. And then you had Isaiah Hartenstein get that huge block off the backboard on Tyrese Maxey that would have gave the Sixers a 1-point lead with just 5-6 seconds to go. So I think we have a caller on the line, don't we, Will?
We do, in fact. It is Dave, the video guy.
We have Dave from Haverstraw. How you doing, Dave?
Oh, you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
I hear you.
Yes, how you doing, Dave?
Okay. Hey, I'll say that was a great game, but what bothers me was that the last game. Oh, my goodness, what a dirty play that was. Did you see that game?
Yeah, I did. Which dirty play talking about? The one where Embiid tugged at Mitchell Robinson, or?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. If Robinson doesn't come back in this series, the Knicks have no chance of beating Philadelphia. They need Robinson back. His defense up the middle makes a big difference, and his rebounds.
Oh, yeah, it definitely does. His activity, his athleticism, he's a lob threat for them. And he's only really, outside of Hartenstein, he's only really big body who could contain Joel Embiid. Even though Embiid had 50 points, outside of him, especially with Randall being out, they don't have much big bodies available to them.
And, of course, I have been watching some of the draft. I think the Giants made a wise choice. I think they couldn't go for a quarterback. They had to give another weapon in that offense. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that who was Malik Neighbors, I believe they drafted. That was a great pick. Everybody's comparing him to like Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown. Like, he is a legit receiver, and I think he's going to be a great fit for the New York Giants. Hopefully, they have a great offensive line that they could put some pieces around Daniel Jones so he could get the ball to him, because wide receiver is a dependent position. You need to rely on the quarterback. So hopefully they can get the offensive line around Daniel Jones, and Daniel Jones can get the ball to him, because you're only as impactful as your quarterback can get the ball to you at the wide receiver position.
Okay, before I leave you, I just want to send a shout-out to Christine Sullivan, the coach of the softball team. Another great season. Congratulations to her. She's a dear friend of mine, by the way.
Okay.
And hopefully we'll go out and get the big one. So, Christine, if you're listening, good luck to you, and happy anniversary on the Jesse Barfield home run. That's another story. Maybe I'll tell you about it another time. But it was like about a little over 30 years ago. She was at a Yankee game. Jesse Barfield hit a home run on WPIX. They put the camera on it because somebody recognized her from her great days with the T when she was young. She was already a big star then. So hopefully somebody can find the tape. Maybe somebody from WPIX or what's his name? He used to host a show on RCR years ago. And hopefully he'll find it and ask you to come on the show.
Okay.
All right, so take care, and I hope to see you go Knicks and go Rangers. Don't forget those guys, too.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. New York sports. Let's go.
Okay. Take care. I'll see you guys next time. Jeff, don't forget.
Oh, yeah.
Next Friday, make sure I'm on the list.
This is Will, and I will make sure.
Okay. Take care, buddy.
Thanks for calling, Dave. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's Dave from Haverstraw, New York. wanted to talk about. That's a big New York sports fan there, huh?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. We don't hear from him a whole lot, but when he does call, it's usually about New York sports.
Oh, yeah, because
he's a big sports fan.
Yeah, he just mentioned the Knicks, then the Giants, then the Rangers. But, yeah, we love it. Yeah, we love a passionate sports fan on DJ Sports Show, man. But, yeah, the Sixers won Game 3. Embiid had 50 points. He was incredible in this game. It was his playoff career high. Like, they couldn't do nothing to contain him. He was actually playing in the mid-post a lot more in this game as opposed to – and then eventually – he had a point in the game. He had 3 consecutive three-pointers in the third quarter. That's when he really started finding his rhythm, and the Knicks couldn't really do anything about it. Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson, they both had incredible games. They were both doing their thing. They were every time they went to the rim, it seems like they were getting an and one. They're just both so strong upper body-wise that contact doesn't faze them. And even though they had a great game, Embiid and Maxey, man, combined for 75 points. It was just too much for the Knicks to handle. They now take this game, Game 3, and now make it a series 2-1. Game 4, that's gonna be another one, big one for the Sixers. Everybody, I had the Knicks winning this series, honestly. Yeah, because Embiid wasn't healthy coming into the season. He had a torn meniscus. I didn't know how he was gonna look. I had the Knicks in 6, but if Embiid could play like how he did in Game 3, going forward into the series, I think they have a chance to win the next. I think they could win at least 3 of the next 4. I believe 3 of the next 4. Maybe it goes to 7. It's a physical, tough series. Tom Thibodeau, you know, he's a hard-nosed defensive coach, and he's going to find a way to adjust and not have Embiid score 50 points again. But, yeah, one of the things I was talking about with Dave when he was on the line is that dirty play that Embiid had in the first quarter when 4:34 around in the first, where he was given a technical and flagrant for unnecessary conduct, a play grabbing Mitchell Robinson's leg as he was going up for a finish at the rim. That is potentially a dangerous play. That could have been a flagrant too. He should have got ejected from the game, honestly. But with the way the playoff stakes are and how important he is to his team, I guess the referees didn't want to, especially since they were in Philadelphia on his home court. I guess the referees didn't want to have the crowd booing them. But nah, if that was Draymond Green or if that was the regular season, I believe Embiid gets ejected. Like that was. And Mitchell Robinson could have seriously hurt himself. He could have torn his ACL. Something could have snapped the way Embiid tugged at him while he was up in the air. That was unnecessary play. That was unnecessary. Embiid didn't need to do that. And I'm glad Mitchell Robinson's okay because that could have been really dangerous for Mitchell Robinson's career right there. And Embiid's lucky he didn't get ejected because if he got ejected, they could easily be down 3-0 right now in the series. And the series be all but over, basically. But, yeah, the Embiid, I'm glad they got it done, though. They found a way. They pulled through. Even though the Knicks did, every time the Knicks try to come back, they had some haymakers, threw some punches like a boxing match, but the Sixers came right back. Maxey made some big plays, too, down the stretch. He had 25 points. He was a big key for them, and he was also doing his thing. You also had Kelly Oubre made some nice plays as well. Kyle Lowry drawing charges, doing the little veteran things, the hard-nosed pitbull things that he's always done throughout his career, even dating back to the Toronto Raptors when he won a championship back in 2019. So, yeah. Knicks, Sixers, in Game 4, I'm going to go Sixers again. I think they tied the series up 2-2 going into Game 5 back in New York. But I do think the Knicks will close this out in 6 games. I don't trust Embiid's knee. And he's actually been dealing with Bell's palsy. I don't know if you ever heard about that, Will. Bell's palsy.
Is that related to cerebral palsy in some way?
Something like where half of your face is like, I don't know, like drooped down, and the other side.
Is it like you lose the muscle control, almost like a stroke?
Yeah, he's getting medication for it.
Oh, wow.
Adrian Wojnarowski, the NBA insider, he actually he reported it the other day after they won their Game 3 victory over the Knicks. I was like shocked. I was like, wait, what? Bell's? I had to look it up. I was like, what's Bell's palsy? I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, I've only heard of the cerebral palsy, which affects the whole body, and you kind of have the muscular issues. But is that something he can? I don't know if you can cure that or anything.
They said it. I looked it up on Google. It said around a few weeks, maybe even a few months. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But that's only like temporary?
If he takes medication and stuff, that way it doesn't like last. Because when you looked at some of the photos I saw on Twitter, man, it looked scary. He looked scary. He looked like he was like this. I'm like, oh no.
Ooh. Yeah. But does it only affect his face, or is it the whole side of his body?
I think it's just his face.
Okay.
Yeah, just his face. Because you don't score 50 points.
That's true, but that could have been the beginning. It could have gotten worse later in the evening.
You don't score 50 points if half your body can't even.
That's true.
Yeah. So I think it just affects your face.
Okay. Well.
Yeah. But Embiid, third quarter he had 18 points. Sixers took a 13-point lead heading into the fourth. The Knicks started off the fourth 2-on-4 era, so it was a crucial stretch when Embiid was on the bench. They weren't able to capitalize, even though Hart and Brunson and Steven Chancellor were making 3 after 3, and Anunoby as well. The Knicks actually made 13 threes in this game. They shot 43% as a team, but it just wasn't enough as the Sixers won 125-114 in one was the greatest games in NBA, well, for Embiid's career. So, yeah, after a heartbreaking Game 2 loss and collapse, they now make it a 2-1 series, and hopefully they could tie it up 2-2. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, next thing I want to talk about for a little bit is Rob Parker talking about what he wants his legacy to be, and what was probably my favorite interview of all time. I've done so many throughout the years. I love every interview, but this one was very, very special to me. So listen to DJ Sports Show here on WRCR 1700 AM radio, and we're going to be right back. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's the one and only host, DJ Hamilton, here at the DJ Sports Show here on WRCR 1700 AM radio here in Garnerville, New York. We are back here. And just to close out the show, I just want to play this clip of Rob Parker where he talks about how he wants to be remembered, as he is already one of the greatest sports journalists of all time. He's a Hall of Famer, 2023 NABJ Hall of Fame inductee, Fox Sports Radio, the co-host of The Odd Couple, former ESPN First Take anchor, and so forth. The list goes on and on. MLB Hall of Fame voter. Here's Rob Parker on what he had to say on what he wants his legacy to be.
When people think of the name Rob Parker, what do you want your legacy to be?
It's pretty simple. That he made a way for other people to do what he did. It's as simple as that. Mm-hmm. And that's what MLB Bro is. I know you didn't mention it, but I'm starting in the first all-black sports talk radio station in Detroit called Sports Rap Radio. We kick off May 16th.
Make sure you guys tune in for that.
May 16th, which will be a historic day in our culture, to have a sports talk radio station with our voice to tell our story. Mm-hmm. So those are the opportunities I'm always trying to build and make so that we can do this. And there could be a young guy like DJ who can sit back and go, hey, I want to have a talk show. I want to write for the newspaper or for the website, and know that there are people who look like him that have done it before, and gives him confidence that he can do it. So that's all I want people to remember me by.
And that's surreal, Rob.
Yep, that's Rob Parker and what he wants his legacy to be. And yes, he actually is starting a all-black radio station in Detroit, Sports Talk Radio. It's launching May 16th. Make sure you guys check it out. Spread the word. Anybody, from you guys know in Detroit, Michigan, etc., make sure you tell them about it. It's going to be a big deal. But yeah, Rob Parker is an inspiration to me. It's an honor to even be writing for his website, onbebro.com, and have his contact as a mentor. And somebody who not only is a mentor, but he's actually a really cool guy, and I can call him a good friend. So hopefully one day I could get to his status. I'm glad I'm leaving my impact on people through my brand through the years, and as a person interviewing these people, having their stories told on my platform, giving them a chance to tell their story, and just continue to inspire people, be the best they can be, and do whatever you put your mind to. If I would have told myself 2 years ago that I would meet all these people and accomplish all the things I've accomplished, even my high school self, he wouldn't believe me. So dream big and put the work in, and you can achieve anything you put your mind to. It's your host, DJ Hamilton of DJ Sports here on WRCR 1700 AM radio. And we'll see y'all next time, man. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and have a good one.
Everybody, they all cut their teeth being beat writers, covering teams, graduating to being columnists, having an opinion, and that's